Hello everyone, it's Marcia with Then and There. I'm back with, excuse me, with two new journals that I wanted to share with you guys. They are both very similar. There's a couple of differences which I will show you as I go through them. I'll flip through one in detail and then the other I'll just kind of skim through. But they are about 6.5 by 9 inches. They have a faux leather cover. I'm just going to move that one out of the way. They have faux leather cover, which I have stitched fabric onto the interior. There is quilt batting inside, so it has a little bit of structure, but it is still very soft and pliable. I have done these a little different. I've not done anything quite like this before. They are sort of like a traveler's notebook, so they have elastic here through eyelets, and I also put some yarn through it to just to decorate the spine a bit more. Different sorts of yarn in this like pale green and sort of a yellow color. Different shades of green, I guess. I put a large ring through the eyelet, which comes over and clipped on this charm. There's lots of little charms. There's an owl and some beads, a leaf, a little flower here on this chain, and down here I've included some scissors because this is, as you can tell by the title, they're garden journals. So the purpose of them is to be used to document, to record, to plan your garden, as well as if you were out in the garden and you, excuse me, I think I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, but if you were out in the garden and you needed to just cut some clippings or some herbs or what have you, these are some little folding scissors. You could even just clip some flowers if you wanted to keep some little clippings of your plants. So those are there, and they just fold back up, and they are attached to the charm with a lobster clasp right here, so you can easily remove them, and you don't have to carry your book around with you, obviously. You can detach them and use them this way. So, and then they just clip right back on. And this is also removable. It has one of these clasps here. I don't know that they have a name. If they do, I don't know what it is. It has a wraparound cover, which the closure is this fabric. It has a muslin on the inside, a cotton muslin, and this sheer leaf type pattern on the outside, and they're just stitched together. I just ran it through my sewing machine and did like a wave back and forth sort of stitch. It has a zigzag stitch around the entire cover. I'll show you the back. I kept it pretty plain. My thoughts on that were, if you're taking it in and out and you're going and sitting in your garden and writing about it out there, you may encounter dirt, and I didn't want your cover to get dirty. So that helps to keep it clean a bit. Inside is more of that sheer leaf patterned fabric and the cotton muslin underneath that. And yeah, that's the cover. There is a pocket in the back side, and we will get to that in a moment. There, as you can see from the outside, there are two elastic cords, so there are two inserts. I will flip through. One is a sketchbook, which I will show you. The other is a junk journal insert. There are two elastics here. I took a bit more of the faux leather and put it on before I put the eyelet in, just to reinforce it, give the fabric more structure, to help hold that eyelet in a little bit better, because the sheer fabric would just slip right out from underneath the eyelet, and I didn't want that to happen. So as you can see on the front of the junk journal insert is a nice sized, what is this called? An eco print, where I took some flowers and boiled it with the paper, and it left an imprint of that. I'm going to just open up the blind so we have a little bit more light. there. It seems a little bit, I don't know if it made a difference. It seems a little better to me. This is a heavy cardstock cover, and that is stitched on, as you can see. There's a pocket here with some muslin stitched on, a little label which I inked around, a large tag which I did some collage on the front. It says Delight in Little Things. It has a little fabric tab, and I put some coffee dyed paper on the back and stitched around it because this has a bit of texture on it, so it's easier to write on the coffee dyed paper. A vintage image here which I did some stitching on, and this is from an 1876, I believe, geography book, but it had a section about plants and where they are native to, and I really liked this image here. This one is of nutmeg. And some ledger paper, I can't think, a stamped image on there, some vellum. Many of the pages are coffee dyed, but not all of them. Some stamping there. This is some drawing paper, like sketch type paper, so I did not coffee dye that. This is a book page from a book about plants. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but it had these engravings from the 1800s of plants and plant parts and things like that, and you'll see more of that. Later in the book, the other side of it has more of the plant, and I folded it over to make a pocket, and there's some of the text on the back. A little tag here which I did some stamping on, put a little bit of the yarn on the top there. Some writing paper. I did a little bit of stamping and some paint on there to decorate it. Stapled on here is a book about plants. It is in a different language. I do not know. I want to say it's Italian, but I'm not 100% sure. But I wanted to put that in there. This is a page. It's just clipped on with a paper clip, and it is where I took a flower and some ink or fabric dye and dipped the flower in that, and then placed it on the paper in different areas, and it left the petal prints on there. I thought that was really neat. The back side is a little bit different. A little bit of stamping here on this page to add interest. Another eco print there. Made a little tuck spot here with a die cut negative and some patterned paper. A little flip here which is stamped. With some writing paper, stamped image. Little collage here with another one of those plant prints, and a label, and some masking tape. I did the similar thing. I have a video which, if you're interested in, it's on my channel about how I did this with spray fabric dye and leaves. This page here was some drawing paper, drawing paper, and this was just how it was attached into the book, and I just left that on there. I thought it was cool. Did some stamping. And this is the middle of the signature, or the insert, I guess, and that's the elastic. You can see more leaves on this side here. An envelope here, a little stamped image of a leaf, which I cut out and put on there. In here, I put a couple bags. I put a line so that you can label what kind of seeds they are. If you if you gather some seeds from your garden and wanted to put them in there, then just tape it closed and you can preserve them for planting next year. A little tag here with a little garden fairy image stamped on the bird and nest, and I thought it was fitting. Let me push sticking out a little bit. A little bit of a collage here with a bird cutout, or die cut, and some tea bag. Another eco print there. Some stamping. This also has a little bit of the stamping just around the page. Clipped on here is an envelope made with another one of those plant plates from a book page, and it has some coffee dyed paper in it for journaling. let's clip on here. Another piece of that book page made into a pocket here. This is a card, just craft paper card, which I did some collaging on. This is from the geography book about the plants again, different sections of that, a little bit of cheesecloth, and then just some creative stitching around to add interest, and a stamped image. Some more painting on this page, that side's blank. I did some die cutting and I added a little bit of color, just a faint little bit of color. Some more of that drawing paper, which I taped in so it flips out. The other side of that book page. Clipped in here, this is just some more of that drawing paper. This is a vellum image, that a vellum piece with an image stamped on it and some more of that sheer fabric to make a little pocket, which I have not put anything in, but it is there for you to add your own ephemera. A little tag with a, somehow it got all messed up, a little tag with a feather charm on it pinned on here, bit of muslin to hold on another eco print, which you can see is on, it's double-sided. Coffee dyed paper, vellum, ledger paper, some more of that sheer fabric, and another pocket, and a little bit of stamping here. And I will be stamping my Then and There stamp up there. I forgot to do that. And then that is the junk journal insert, and then over here is just a drawing sketchbook. I'll figure out what I mean. And it is stitched as well. It has a little label put on here. You can label it how you choose. And this is some, I don't remember the weight of this paper, but it is some pretty sturdy. It is not made for wet medium, so I don't suggest any more than just a light wash of watercolor if you choose to do that. It is mainly just for sketching. I thought it would be great to plan out your garden if you chose to. If you're visual like me, you may want to draw it out and label where you want what. This here is a little pocket folder. It has a beautiful vintage fabric here with this bird image on it, which is just a flip. It is made out of book pages, and I have layered that sheer fabric on there to give it some more stability. I also added gesso to the pages before I did that. This is the inside. I liked this image with all the different animals and this cute little skunk. I know it's not something you want to come across in your garden, but he's super cute. Kind of have a soft spot in my heart for skunks, I guess. Don't love their odor, but they are super cute. This is an envelope with a couple of extra coffee dyed index cards and some coffee dyed paper for journaling. Maybe. And to the flap of the envelope, I stitched some coffee dyed paper and then stitched it into the folder to make it like a little booklet. So there are a couple pages there for journaling. And here we have 3 pockets. We have a small little pocket here with a tag. Whoops, get that out of the way. It says notice the details and some stamped floral images. Stamped smile up here on this pocket, which is a little bit bigger. And in here is a tag that says this makes me happy with a little bird image. And as you could see, it just, you can tuck something in there if you wanted to. This is a vintage receipt, so that just tucks right in there. And this is a bridge score pad page, which I did some collage with a feathered stamp and some lace and seam binding. And there is graph paper on the back side for drawing or sketching or what have you. In the back tall pocket here are a couple of tall pieces of ephemera. There's a altered time card, which you can journal on the back of that with some more fabric, and a little stamped bird, which I cut out. This is an envelope, which I layered onto just a little cluster of some lace and an applique and fabric on the flap there. I did some stamping, the days of the week, in and out, just today. Just some things that you may want to put some things in if you were documenting, say, the weather for a week or something like that, which is where this comes in. This is a weather observations chart where it has the date, time, temperature, clouds, wind, location. This was from another journal that I created several months ago now, and I just thought it was fitting for this journal as well, and so I put one of those in the tall envelope. No, that's not how I wanted to do that. There we go. There's the back side. I just did some little bit of decorative stitching just to kind of keep the fabric from coming loose too much. And yeah, that's a little folder, which if you wanted to, you could put it under the elastic like so. I'll just show you what I mean. And it can fit in there like that, and it would be then wrapped around the sketchbook if you chose to do that. In the pocket here is it's just a cotton muslin. Another little notebook made with eco-dyed papers. These were watercolor paper, so they're quite sturdy. Stitched on with some muslin. Well, they're stitched together with some muslin. And then I put just a mix of coffee-dyed papers inside here. Nothing stamped. There's an image. This was some vintage stationery. There's a little notebook there. And this is, I don't know what you'd call it. I want to call it like a folio type thing. It comes open like so. It has a brad there to wrap the string around. And it opens like so. And my purpose for this was if you get plant clippings that you want to press and maybe you're not at home right away, you're out and about or in your garden or what have you, you can place them here and put these little pieces of paper between them and then close them up, and it will prevent them from shriveling and what's the word I'm thinking of? It's beginning to dry out before you can get them pressed. And then you can either leave them in there to press them, or you can take them and put them between pages of a book or something like that. So that is this garden journal. That's one, and I'll just show you real quickly the differences, which I'm trying to remember what the differences are. There's only really just a couple. The eco prints obviously are going to be a little bit different. It is, again, flowers, just a different image. This image is different. This one is of breadfruit. It's mostly the same. This book page is different. This is a different one of these pages. It is, I believe, still from the same book, so I think it's Italian. Stapled in there. Let me think. Not a lot of differences. They're basically the same. This page here is different, of course, as well as this. Otherwise, it is the same sketchbook. This bird is different. It's a different part of the fabric, so it has a different bird on it. Oh, and this one is opposite. The other one opens with the image in the front, but the way the book pages were, this one is in the back. Another image of the skunk. He encounters a fox. Was from a cute little children's storybook. Everything here is basically the same. The cluster is a little bit different. And it has all of the same elements. So, there's that. And the eco, I'll just show you. It's, of course, different print. But it is the same thing. So, there are the garden journals, and they will of course be listed in my Etsy by the time this video is up, so you can click the link down below and go check those out if you choose to. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.